Hi, Frank Backer here, and welcome to the Daily Peacemaker. Some people have been asking me about this whole, notion of evolving to higher or deeper levels of consciousness. And they were saying, do you have any helpful hints on how to do that? And just to step back to last session where we talked about the different levels, and I showed this sheet of, they call it attitudes or levels of development. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of steps or grades. And we last time broke it down to three basic ones. One is the egoic, which is where everything is all about me. And then the next one we went to is the, they call it ethnocentric or tribal. And again, these levels are all the basic part that you operate on, your basic values and ways of being. So the egoic is, it's all about them. And, we do all start there as babies, but some people don't seem to get too far beyond that. So then the next level is this tribal, ethnic level where your center of gravity, for lack of better words, the center out of which you tend to live your life, is this tribal where it's my nation is the best in the world, my religion is the best in the world, my political system. There's a whole bunch of things. And when you're in that level, you have to be part of the best, or the one that you are in has to be the best, because that gives you a lot of safety and security. And it seems most people are at that level. They might have two or three different parts of them, say they're political, religious, where these are the best. And then the next level is what's called unity consciousness, oneness, unity and diversity. Whole bunch of terms you can use there. I find that the most helpful way for me to describe that unity level, that oneness, is it's a level where you respect and honor the inherent worth and dignity of all living beings. So there's a unity, but there's also great diversity, but there's a basic real respect for all living beings. So anyway, so those are the levels. So then a question people are asking, well, how do you move through those levels? And again, this sheet we hung up showed you there. There's all the different levels. So anyway, I would say, based on my experience, some of the things I've found helpful in moving to these higher levels, deeper levels. I don't know what the best word to use there is, but one of them, first of all, is can it be done? You want to maybe have some indication that it is possible to do this. And, I would say it's pretty evident that you can move through these different levels because it's been done. Many people have done it, not many, maybe 10 or 15% of the population. So it definitely can be done. Excuse me. And then probably the second thing is, a motivation. Why do you want to do it? And could be many reasons. And that's maybe a little bit of a complex thing. Why do it? Maybe next time that's a good thing to explore. Why do it? Again, different people would have different motivations to do it. But let's say, all right, so it's pretty clear that it can be done, at least from my perspective, and let's presume that you've got reasons or motivations to do it. So what's helpful? Well, have found, and I would say this quite strongly, that I'm going to say this strongly. No, meditation is probably the key, probably the most important activity that will help you move through these levels. And meditation is kind of not a loaded word, but it has so many different aspects to it or perspectives. So, you have sitting in silence and doing, there's a thing called centering prayer, which you just sit in silence. You can do Tai Chi or Qigong. I would consider that a form of meditation. Walking in nature quietly. Some people like to listen to music. I think the key thing is that with meditation is you find something that you are comfortable doing, and you find in whatever it is that you're doing that your mind slowly becomes empty, for lack of a better word, of all that monkey mind stuff, and what's in your heart begins to come up into your being. So the meditation piece is important, and I would say it pretty much needs to be done daily. You can't do it, I don't think you can. Maybe if you're really good at it, you can do it once a week, but I have found I need to do it daily, and I don't always. I might skip for whatever reason, not skip, but forget to do it or not do it for a day or two, and I notice the difference. So that's really important, I would say, meditation. Another activity that you might find helpful is educating yourself about this, the different levels, but in particular this unity conscious level. If you look at most of the wisdom traditions, they have been talking about the oneness for eons. Most indigenous peoples also tend to believe in the oneness, the interconnectedness of all things. And now science is beginning to see how everything is connected, even with an amateur level of understanding of quantum physics or quantum entanglement. You can begin to realize what science is saying about how everything is interrelated. So as you begin to educate yourself around this concept of oneness, and you begin to see, wow, people have been talking about this for eons, and also now science is beginning to show, hey, yeah, things are interconnected, and you do something over here, and it affects something over there. So, and then I think what I found reading all that stuff, it's gave me a sense of certainty that, wow, this is really true. This oneness, this interconnectedness with everything. Then I would say a third thing is if you can find a group of like-minded people, good friends, that you can gather with or talk with just in general, and they will offer you support. It's a pretty difficult thing to do, to travel this road of conscious evolution. And our culture is not very supportive of that. So it's good to have friends that will support you in your journey and also keep you um, somewhat on the journey, and not going off the track into some wild stuff. And I would add one other thing, and that's gratitude, developing a sense of gratitude. My wife and I used to every day, pretty much, would sit and would have our cocktails, and we would each have to do 3 things from the day that we were grateful for. And they had to be very specific from, that I saw a good friend today I hadn't seen in months. So, not like, oh, I have a great family or stuff like that, but very specific. And some days it was really easy, other days you'd have to really think. So anyway, those were 4, I don't know, steps, hints, whatever. So you got your meditation, getting educated around the oneness, finding friends that are on the same path to support you, and a level of being grateful. And I would say thank you. I was grateful that for you that listened today, and it was always good. Always is good to be with you. So any feedbacks, questions, always appreciated. And so I will end there, and hope you all have a good day, and may you all walk in peace. You take care. Bye.